everyone, welcome to my channel today. My name is Donna and this is Donna Loves Yarn. Long time no see. Today is September 27th, 2024. It is a Friday, or as some of you say, Fry-yay! So happy Fry-yay to everybody. It's been a while since I posted a video. And I did a live last night, if any of you checked that out, and I explained that I have moved locations. I have created a little space for myself to record down in this little basement room that we set up for the roommate who is now gone. He was here for about 6 weeks and he's moved on, so I thought, well, you know, we clean this little room up and, you know, why not use it? So I moved my desk down here. I'm not going to put yarn down here. So my background is going to be, for now, it's going to be really boring. I might see if I can find a backdrop that might be yarn related or at least a little more interesting than what I have now. This is really the only angle that would be suitable for recording. No matter how you slice it, I'm going to have a white wall behind me because that's what color the walls are. So I've got the dogs down here with me, so hopefully I won't have to pause this video because they're being mischievous. They've been outside for the last hour or more. So they should be ready to calm down by now, but clearly they're really not. So I'll do the best I can. Today is going to be a sharing video. I'll be sharing my works in progress, and I have a couple of finished items. I was going to do a Whip Wednesday video on Wednesday and I just didn't get around to it. So I'm here today, this Friday. I don't have a clock down here or I would know what time it was. I don't even think it's noon yet. So this Friday morning, it's a beautiful day here in West Central Missouri. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a first-time viewer, this channel is all about yarn and crochet and everything that encompasses both of those things. So if you like one or the other or both, you're in the right place. Hey, hey, hey. So I'm glad to have you. I know I've had a few new subscribers lately, so welcome to you newbies. And for those of you who are OGs, as they say, thank you for coming and watching me today. I appreciate it very much. So I'm going to try to make this short, but I have a lot to cram in, so I'll do the best I can. I'm sitting here with my water, trying to drink more fluids. You know, it's the cooler months are coming. That means it's going to be dry, so I need to hydrate. And I don't know about you, but I'm terrible about drinking water or anything other than coffee, for that matter. They're gonna get into stuff. Bean, Goober. Okay. So since I only have 2 finished objects, let's start there. I should have written down, I don't have any notes written down. So if I leave anything out, I'll do my best to put references down in the description. Because I just did this on the fly. I'm sorry, I don't have anything written down. And I'll do my best to remember. So the first thing, I love this pattern. And as I'm sitting here holding it, I'm trying to remember whose pattern it was because I don't remember, but I'll look it up. And I know the name of the pattern, so you could look it up I don't think there's not a tutorial for this hat, but there is a pattern, and I believe it's a paid pattern on either Ravelry or Etsy, one or the other. This is the Sea Stone Beanie. And I just absolutely love this stitch pattern. And when I tell you what it is, you're not going to believe it. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, he just finds everything. And now he's knocked the cushion off the couch. You need to move. Okay, sorry. Sea Stone Beanie. And this is made with a bulky 5 Malabrigo Rasta. Rasta actually might be a 6 weight. It might be a 6 weight, but it's a single ply superwash merino wool, and it makes it look like little stones, doesn't it? Because of the single plies. You are not chewing on the cushion. I'm so sorry. This is why I don't record a lot, because I've got these two demons to deal with. All right, so back to the beanie. I believe it's on Ravelry. Sea Stone Beanie, made with Rasta or any single ply. You could even use a 4 or 5 weight single ply and just, you know, increase on the crown. But I followed it. I followed the directions like I was supposed to, but it's way too small. It's really, it doesn't even fit me. I mean, I can get it, and I don't mind a tight hat. I really don't. But see, I can't even get it all the way down. So really, I should have had more yarn. I was under the impression, because Donna doesn't read ahead on patterns the majority of the time. If I had read ahead, I would have known that I would have needed more than 1 skein of the Rasta. And I only had 1 in this color. So the 1 skein will do a toddler size. So this is going to be hopefully for my granddaughter. It would definitely fit. I don't have, do I have a tape measure down here? I thought I brought one down. I don't know. Anyway, that's perfect toddler size. And I ran out. So I found some solid navy blue to finish, because the navy, there's navy in here. But isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. If I had made the brim maybe a little bit shorter, I would have had enough. But, you know, you live and learn on the first time on a pattern, right? If I've learned anything from crochet, that's what I've learned. So I really enjoy that. And it's a nice, stiff, thick, warm, heavy beanie. So I got that finished. Second thing I finished, I'm so excited about. And I've shared the picture of this on VJ's channel. She's doing a live FO Friday today, and she'll be sharing this on her channel. But I've got a new grandbaby coming in January. So I'm trying to make, you know, as much as I can. I've already made like 4 blankets. Quit. I've already made like 4 blankets. And so I wanted to try to make some wearables. And what better way to get into the world of wearables than to do newborn size? Because that's quick and easy. This thing only took me 1 day to make. And it's a little pullover sweater. My son said he thought the sleeves were too long, but I followed the directions for the whole thing. I might not have made it long enough. I stopped it before. I probably should have made it a little longer. But the ruffle was my idea on the sleeves, on the bottom. That was my idea. The bottom and the sleeves was supposed to be ribbing, but I didn't want to do ribbing. And then I did 2 rows of post stitches around the middle, and the upper half is all half doubles, and then I did a row of doubles before the posts, and then the last few rows are doubles, just to make it a little longer. So I think that's adorable. The yarn I used was 2 colors of a knit crate yarn that I've had for a while, and it is the Vitalana Lofty DK, and I used 2 colors, obviously. One is the Spray Rose, which is the pink. I don't remember what the yellow is called, but it's a 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, 32% organic Pima cotton, and it's a DK weight yarn. So there's that. And before that, I had started a cardigan, and I have to finish it. This is one hank of the Spray Rose. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. So I just have this sleeve to finish. And I'll link the tutorial or the video. No, pattern. I'll link the pattern below. The pattern was a little weird. But again, the first one you make, you learn. So the sleeves, the directions for the sleeves say, because you're doing them this way, right? Normally you would do them this way in the round. For these, it said to do it in rows. So back and forth, back and forth. And I didn't understand why to do that. And of course you're decreasing, you're skipping the end stitch on every row. So you're decreasing by 1 stitch on every row. Well, after I finished it, I realized why it has you do it in rows versus in the round. And that's simply because once you get to the end here, it's really hard to get your hand in this little bitty hole. So if you do it in rows and join it when you're done, it's a whole lot easier to join the seam underneath when you're done than going in the round and trying to fit your hand and your hook in this little bitty hole. So that's why. So that may be something for you guys to think about in the future if you're doing baby clothes or you have a small thing in the round to do where it's hard to fit your hand in there. Do it in rows instead, and then join the rows, because you're going to have a seam anyway, right? Even if you do it in the round, you're going to have a slip stitch to join. So this was great. If I make another one of these, I'll do it that way. I didn't do it that way with this one. And this other sleeve is already started, so you know, I gotta finish that because I ran out of yarn, and finish decreasing that. So, and this is with the same yarn, the Lofty DK, but this is solid pink, Lofty DK pink and yellow. So kind of sort of a matching set, but you're not gonna layer these two, it'd be too hot. And then I think, because I have got a lot of that Lofty DK, not a lot, but I've got several hanks left, so I will probably make a beanie. I'm not a big fan of booties. Does anybody even put booties on their baby? I think they're going to use socks. I don't think that if I made my daughter booties for the grandbaby, I don't think she's going to use them. I think she'd be more likely to use the sweater and the cardigan and a hat than she would booties. So I don't think I'm going to do booties. If I do, it's because I have nothing better to do and I want to use this yarn. So that is the finished. The cardigan I'm still working on. So with that, let's get to some other some other whips, which I brought them all. These are all my active, semi-active whips. I'm going to start with the Coastal Haven blanket, which I don't think I've touched since I was dog sitting. Okay, here's the yarn. And if I had room to stand up and show you the whole thing, I would. Bean, no. You need to go lay down. Get down here. Get down here. That's Bean. All right, so I worked on this while I was dog sitting. I haven't really done anything more with it. My stitch count was off. It was like different on every single row. So I fudged to get the stitch count even all the way around. It still wants to cone in the center. That just really doesn't make me happy at all. But it's pretty good size. Almost wingspan. But it's just going to be for me, so I don't really care if it's got a cone in the middle. It'll serve its purpose. So that's the Coastal Haven blanket. No Bean. And then the next thing I'm working on, I started this while I was dog sitting. And I don't know whether I'll finish it or not. This started out as, I was going to do a shawl. Bean! Stop chewing on stuff. Holy cow. No. Give me just a minute. Oh my gosh. Anyway. This started out as a shawl, and because of the fuzzy nature of this yarn, it's very fuzzy. Can you tell how fuzzy it is? Because of the fuzzy nature, the stitches, or the stitch definition, was getting lost. Someone had said, keep going, it'll get better. No, they didn't I don't remember who that was that made that comment. Whoever it was didn't understand that this is a fuzzy yarn. So I decided to turn it into a cowl. So I just started doing rounds up here. And it'll be a cowl. I think it'll be pretty if I can just focus on it and get it done. So I'm doing that. And then this is another yarn that I got from my recent Temu order. That was a Temu yarn also. I feel kind of silly because I got Burniadine to make this scarf, and she's already finished hers. I haven't done a thing with mine. So I got this yarn from Temu. It's supposed to be 90% wool, merino wool, 10% polyester. There is absolutely no way that's correct. I was so disappointed because I have no solid red yarn in my stash, and I really wanted a red yarn. There is no way this is 90% wool. I don't know if you watched my video about it, but I'll tell you, I'll repeat it here. It did not prove to be wool with the break test. I tried several times to break it. I couldn't break it. If it's 90% wool, it should break. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it should break. It did not. So I think it's 10% wool, 90% polyester. That's what I think. It's soft. It smells like Jeanette's house because that's where it was for a few days. but it doesn't smell like wool. And this is as far as I've gotten on the window pane scarf. That's as far as I've got. I need to just finish it. This is such an easy pattern. I just need to finish it. And, you know, maybe give it to one of my sisters. I don't know. So that's a whip, technically. The next one that I haven't messed with in a while, and I feel bad that I haven't, because this is like my favorite shawl of all time. And if you've been watching my channel at all, or you know me, then you know what shawl this is before I even show it to you. And I just need to get on the ball and do some more on it. But this is the Escape shawl, the beautiful Escape shawl. And I haven't messed with it since I was dog sitting, because I've been focusing on starting new stuff almost every day. So the variegated part of this yarn was gifted to me from a sweet subscriber. Thank you, Moran. And it is a Zen Yarn Garden yarn. And it pairs perfectly with this apple green that I had, also Zen Yarn Garden. Both of these are 500 yards apiece, so this will be a good size shawl. And it's very, very, very stretchy. So this is going to block very, very nicely. I'm excited. I just need to sit down and work on it. Yeah, I just need to sit down and work on it. Of course, it's a spring shawl, so because now we're in the fall and the winter's coming, this isn't so pressing, because no one's going to want a spring colored shawl till spring. What in the world was that? That was a weird noise. That was a very weird noise. What was that? I'm not going to make anything of it because they're sleeping. That's Goober's head, you see. Okay, so the next thing that I'm working on, let me move these things out of the way. Next thing I'm working on is called Granny Stripe Shawl. And I will link her channel below. She is a beautiful woman from Israel. She's a designer, and she designed almost sounds like somebody's walking around upstairs. I probably should have locked up the house before I came down here. Oh, you know what? It's probably Mo, the rabbit. I'm not used to being down here, so I'm not used to the noises. All right. So anyway, Granny Stripe Shawl. Her name is spelled M-O-R-A-N, but the R you say in the back of your throat, I can't do that. Moran. That's the best I can do. So she designed this shawl. It's beautiful. And it's supposed to be like a scrappy project. But I'm using my minis and my micro minis to make this. I initially wanted it all to be like jewel tones, but I started running out, so I started adding. See, now I'm not liking this color here. I'm not liking I'm not liking that row there, because it doesn't really go. But that's what I have so far. I have 10 rows to go, and it's just, I love it. And it's just supposed to lay on your shoulders, you know, like that. It's going to be really, I think it's going to be pretty. Who isn't a fan of the granny stitch? But it's made with fingering weight minis, and I'm using a oh, I'm using a 3mm hook so that the stitches are kind of on the tighter side. But I've got some more like jewel tone colored yarns to go in there. But of all the minis I have, I'm running out of jewel tones. I'm running out of them. So hopefully I have enough for 10 more rows. But if and when I make another one, I have a whole bunch of Knit Picks palette. Whole bunch of it. And I'm thinking I'm going to make I'm going to make another one out of that. Because I think it would be prettier with solids. And then maybe every once in a while throw in a tonal or a variegated just to add a little bit of interest. But I think that's why I'm not 100% happy with it, because of all the variegated in there. I think it would have been better if I'd had more solids. And I could have broke into some full skeins, but I'm trying to use my minis. Whoops. I'm trying to use my minis. So that'll, if I worked on that today, it would be done today. Just 10 rows. I can get through 10 rows pretty quick. Okay. The last whip I just started moments ago. I need to just quit looking at websites and videos because I get inspired and then I want to make it. Well, I happen to be looking at Moogly's website because during my live last night, somebody mentioned that they were working on one of her shawls, and it's the now I got to remember the name of the shawl. It's the same name as one of Crystal's hats, and now I can't remember what it is. Come over here, Goob. Come over here. Come over here. Okay, lay down. Lay down. No, you lay down. Oh gosh, I can't think of it now. Anyway, so I'm looking through all her patterns, you know, looking for this shawl. If I think about it, I'll put it below. And I'm fascinated by circular shawls, crescent shawls, you know, any shawls that really aren't triangular. I really like that granny stripe shawl is kind of like a modified crescent. So I happened to stumble upon this one, and it's called a 3/4 circle scarf, or shawl rather. And it calls for Lion Brand shawl in a ball, which I have like 10 skeins of. And I was waiting for a pattern to use that with, but this is turning out really pretty. But let me tell you, again, you learn the first go on a pattern, right? I was counting bean. I was probably 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in maybe, and I started counting my stitches. Well, I had too many. And this didn't look like a yarn that I wanted to frog. I figured it would catch. So I didn't try. I figured, you know, looks okay. It looks symmetrical. I'll keep going. Even though I was, at that time, I had 4 stitches too many. So I kept going. And somehow the stitch count just ended up perfect. You know, I started it the way it was supposed to start, and it ended the way it was supposed to end. So I'm like, okay, somehow this is working out. Well, the bigger it's getting, there are intermittent front post, back post doubles. And this is where designers probably should give a little bit, I don't know what to say. Designers should kind of give you an idea of why the stitches are where they are. For example, with this one, if the designer, Tamara, would have said the post stitches should always be on top of each other. If I had seen that early on in the pattern, I would have known I was doing something wrong. It wasn't until it grew that I started seeing that the post stitches were lining up one on top of the other. Front post, back post. Because I'm looking, can't really see it in this light, but I'm looking back at like the third or fourth row, and there's a jag in the post. Well, it's not enough for me to frog it all the way back and have to deal with the snagging and all that. So I'm just going to keep going. It looks fine to me. And the count is, yeah, the count is not what it's supposed to be at this point, but the stitches are lining up and it's beginning and ending correctly. So that's, to me, that's all that matters. I don't know how it's going to affect it at the end, but it seems to be okay. I can't remember the name of the shawl, but I will try to put that in at the end in the description. But this is Shawl in a Ball and colorway Mindful Mauve. And I've got, I think, 10 skeins of this stuff. And something else, I think I got this off of eBay. The very first one I grabbed, it had the center pull where I could easily see it, so I pulled it. And I don't know, I was probably 2 rows in or something, and I'm pulling it, and it's it's getting a little hard to pull. So I'm reaching down, making sure that it's not grabbing the outer, you know how that happens, the outer strand is wrapped around on the inside, and you kind of have to pull that out. That wasn't the case. So I'm trying to figure it out. Well, I thought, okay, I have to pull out the yarn barf. I have no choice. So I did that, and you're not going to believe this, but the yarn barf was detached from the rest of the skein. So the working yarn was wrapped around this yarn barf. Luckily, it wasn't part of it. It was wrapped around it, so I pulled the yarn barf out, set it aside. I left it upstairs, or I'd show it to you. So I thought, well, I wonder how that happened. Certainly it didn't come from the factory that way. Well, I was probably on the second row, maybe the first row, and there was a knot there. So what I'm guessing is somebody cut it. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I'm thinking that knot corresponds with the yarn barf that was separate from the rest of the ball. That's my guess. I don't know if that's right or not. It doesn't appear to me that the yarn barf part was wound by a person. So I'm thinking this may have happened in the factory. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I thought that was weird that the yarn barf was separate from the rest of the ball. Very weird. But anyway, that's going to be a really pretty shawl if I can keep going. I'm terrible about starting new projects. I get startitis all the time. All the time when I have other projects that, you know, need to be finished. I just want to start new stuff because I have all this yarn calling my name that I want to work with really bad. And I'm trying really hard not to start another granny stripe shawl until this one's finished. But I want to really bad with that Knit Picks palette. I want to really bad. I'm going to sit back here. The glare, it's easier to lift my head if I'm back here. I watched back the live that I did last night, and I don't know how this is going to look, but I know the live last night made my hair look really dark. I haven't colored my hair. For those of you that might be thinking I did, it looked really dark, like a dark auburn or something. It looked really dark. I haven't colored it. So I've got fluorescence overhead. I've got a floor lamp over here. I've got a light in front of me, and then I've got another little desk light over to my left. There's just not really good lighting in here. So I know I need to improve that. Hopefully the fluorescence, even though I don't like fluorescent lighting, hopefully, because one of the tubes is completely out, the other one is very dim. So we're going to replace those this weekend, I hope. And hopefully that will make a difference in how this room looks. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get some sort of overhead lighting or another light over here or something. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with that. And, you know, eventually that window is probably going to be covered up by whatever backdrop I choose. So I won't be getting, of course, what natural light comes through that painted window. It's completely painted over, which I hate. Anyway, those are my whips and FOs that I have to share. Let's see. I want to thank those of you who watched that Joanne's video where I took you in the store, but I want to apologize. I want to apologize for that video. It's the very first one that I've done an in-store video. And if I was the one, of course I was the one watching it, but if I was not the one that was behind the camera, I'd have been like, what in the world are you doing? This looks terrible. And it was terrible. But it was a learning experience the first time. I'm sure that other people who do that have already gotten used to, when they're shopping, to look through the viewfinder on the camera so that they know what's in there. I wasn't doing that. I was holding my phone and I was shopping, not paying attention to what was in the viewfinder. So shame on me. I apologize for such terrible production value of that. It was awful. And I was kind of self-conscious. I didn't want people seeing me talking to myself. There at the end where I was getting ready to leave the store, and I made a turn to go look at those Eddie Bauer yarns. It was to get out of this guy's way, and so he wouldn't have to hear me. So then I left and all that. But yeah, I want to apologize for that video. That was awful. That was not even for me, not pleasant to watch. I'm like, you know, you're back here by the big twist crochet hooks, but you're not showing the big twist crochet hooks. And then, you know, same with the yarn. Most people will video the yarn as you're walking by, but I tend to walk really fast, so I don't like it when people go by really fast showing the yarn because I want to see it. So I don't know. It wasn't good, and I apologize. I'll either never do that again or I'll do a better job the next time. But that hook, I tried using it like I showed in that tutorial, and unless you're someone that doesn't mind holding your hook way back away from the end of the hook, you're not going to like it. I don't like it. I don't think I'll use it. So if anybody's interested in it, I'd be happy to send it to you. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll send it to you, because I don't think I'll use it, which is sad, because I like the smoothness of the actual hook, but the handle is just way too far back. I'll either, send it to somebody, or I'll have to figure out, put some of that molding clay, that people use, put that on there. I don't know. I need to do something. Maybe I could take the whole handle off, and somebody that does those clay crochet hooks, just have them start over and put a whole thing on there. Take the existing handle off altogether. Maybe that's a thought. That might be a good idea. Or they make things that you can put your like your all aluminum hooks into to make them ergonomic. Maybe I'll look into that. But this hook is really long, so I don't know if that would work either. We'll see, because I want to be able to use it. I really do. I like the hook. I like the pointed end. It's a nice hook. It doesn't work for me being so far back. So if anybody has any ideas on how to modify it so I can use it, or if anybody really wants it, let me know. I mean, I can always go get another one. So I'm going to go ahead and end this for now, you guys. Thank you so much for watching what I've been working on. Yeah, I thought maybe I forgot to show something, but I didn't. I showed you everything that I'm actively working on or semi-actively working on. And I'll do my best to link what I can down in the description. So thank you for joining me. I'm glad my dogs are resting and not roughhousing, so that makes me happy. I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded, and we'll go from there. I don't know what is next. I'm expecting some yarn on Monday. Today's Friday, so I got the whole weekend to wait. It's an Etsy order that I am super excited about. Super excited. By the way, Ellen, if you're watching, I went and looked at that website with the 50% off yarn. I was this close to push in the purchase button. This close. I decided, no, I don't need it, because I just bought this yarn from Etsy. I don't need it. And they did still have some Malabrigo left. So I'll check again when the budget allows, but by then I'm sure the store will be closed. Yeah, because it's only till the end of September. So I won't be able to take part in it, which is sad. But I need to get over that. Just because it's a good price doesn't mean I need to buy it. That's the problem I have. It's hard for me to walk away from a bargain. It's really hard. Super hard. But I'm not going to put myself in a hardship for more yarn that I don't need. So thank you for sharing that anyway, Ellen. I'm glad I didn't know sooner, because I probably would have taken part. But I don't need it. I really don't need it. And they didn't have, in the Malabrigo, they didn't have any colors that I really wanted. So that was fine, but I wished I would have known about it. And I didn't see it on your community tab, by the way. I just had to Google the name of the store, and there's another one, I think, in New Mexico. So I had to put Colorado after it, and then I found it. But I didn't see it in your community tab. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what you said that you did. You put it there. I didn't see it. So anyway, that's all I need to talk about today. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's going on after 45 minutes. So thank you again for joining me. Yes, that is a fake crocodile, alligator, whichever. My son, it was given to my son, so there it sits. So, okay, that's all for today. Thank you again. I hope you'll come back and watch me next time, which will probably be on Monday when I get my Etsy yarn. I'm super excited about it. So, have a good weekend, you guys. Be safe. Remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now. I almost forgot. I'm going to attach this at the end. I almost forgot a very important whip. I left it upstairs and I just saw that I neglected to bring it down. I'm going to make this fast because my battery is almost dead. So my last whip is a poncho. And I started this probably, I don't know, a month ago or so. But this is called the Inlines Alpaca Poncho. It's a Hobie pattern. You don't have to make it with alpaca yarn. And I didn't. But I love this poncho. And I can't wait to finish it. And it's going to be the most cozy poncho in the whole world. I had already started one. I haven't finished it. And actually I've got two started. Neither of them are finished. But here it is. Put that in there so it looks better. Oh, this is so nice. It's supposed to have a cowl neck that folds over so it looks like a turtleneck. I don't know if I'll do that or not. Right now I'm happy with the neck opening. But this is made with, I have the ball band, right? No, I don't have the right ball band. Or do I? Darn it, no I don't. This is made with another knit crate yarn. And it's called, gosh, what's it called? Something glitter, I believe. I got this off of Zulily. Was it Zulily? No. I got this off of Jimmy Bean's Wool probably a year ago. They were selling 10 packs of this stuff for $50. 10 packs. It's $5 a piece. Just in case you can't do math. So I bought one 10 pack. I got it. And I loved how it felt. It's amazing. It's got stellina in it. It's 90% merino, superwash merino wool, 10% stellina. I loved how it felt, so I ordered another 10 pack. So I have 20 hanks of this stuff. I think I have 3 left. I can't imagine I've already gone through 7. So I must have some somewhere else, or I made something else. I don't know. But I imagine it's going to take all 10 to make this poncho. But it's already about mid-upper arm, so I want it to go quite a bit more. The pattern calls for the Hobie wheel of alpaca, 2 of those cakes. And I believe that's about 2,000 yards, give or take. So Each one of these hanks, I believe, is 200 yards or so in that area. So it's going to take it's going to take a lot. Yeah, I figured all 10 would get me about 1,000. No, 2,000. Do I need 2,000? Something like that. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going until it's the size I want. Right now, the point comes to about the area of the top of my thigh, if you know what I mean. But this is really nice. All it is front post, back post doubles. That's all it is. Front post, back post doubles, with the exception of the center where you do 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles to form the point. And then the cowl would be the same. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I haven't decided. Because if I do, I won't be able to wear it like around the house. It'd be too warm. It'd be only for outside. So I may just build up one layer, high enough. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to finish it. I may just leave it like this. I don't know. It'd be fine just like this. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a free pattern on Hobie. And it's called the Inlines Alpaca Poncho. This is about a 3-weight yarn. So the Inlines Alpaca, I believe they say, is a 2-weight. So I do nothing higher than a 4-weight. Or 3-weight rather. I tried using a heavier yarn and the neck opening is just way too big. So yeah, I'm about losing my battery. So if you can figure out math-wise how to reduce the neck opening with a bigger yarn, go for it. But this one is working out really well, and I am so anxious to finish it. It's just easy and mindless. So I just wanted to throw this on at the end. So I'm going to get out of here again. So I'll see you later. Bye, guys.